Hi, this is Eric with RiseUp Web Marketing, and this is video results for a Google Maps campaign I have recently launched for a career college that's out of Los Angeles, California. They actually have 3 different locations. Now, when was originally brought in to help with their online stuff, one of the very first things I noticed was that they did actually have their Google Maps listings in place, which, if you're not familiar with Google Maps, it's part of the Google Places account that you can set up. It is a free directory that you can list your business with. Very important to do so. Even more important than listing it with Google is actually knowing how to optimize it so that not only is it there, but it competes very well against other businesses in your category that may be in the area. Ideally, you want to be showing up in the top several results. Perhaps maybe I could pull up a Google result here and test something. Let's see. Let's try this one. So here we go. I live near a city called Wildomar in California. Actually, how convenient. This first map listing you see right here is actually, I put this here. This is for Polleros Mexican food. Notice they're at the top. They're beating Del Taco, whoever the heck Freddy's Tacos is. Here you're only seeing 3 map results. Often you can see, I believe it's up to 7 or 6 or 7 that they'll show on the first page before you have to click through to like this, or you'll see even a longer list. So ideally that's where you want to be, is in that top 6 or 7 map results. The way you do that, well, you have to optimize your Google Map listings. You have to know what you're doing, which is what I do. So let's go back to the results here for this career college. So if we go here, I actually did this back in, this is going all the way back to July of 2010. You'll see that they were getting, on this blue line up here, anywhere from 33 there, 100. It's maybe on the top end. On a good day, they're getting maybe 90, maybe if they're lucky, busting through 100 impressions a day. Now, what an impression means is kind of like what we just did here. That means their map listing has popped up in front of someone's eyes. It does not mean that the person clicked on it. It doesn't mean anything other than it popped up in front of their eyes. Nevertheless, that's a good indication, because obviously the only way people are going to click on your map listing is to actually be showing up for the keywords that you want to show up for. So back over to here. You'll see this green line below is, you'll see that it says actions. And what that means is that someone actually did something. They either clicked on the link, on the maps link, and went and viewed the maps page. They requested for driving directions. They did something. You'll see here, right here, that out of the 8,651 impressions we're going to be looking at, there were 448 actions taken, 28 of those being clicks on more info on the maps. You get 149 clicks for driving directions, and 271 clicks to their website. Just to demonstrate that, going back to this map listing, in other words, this would be an impression right here. As soon as I click on it, now I've taken an action. You may not be able to see the whole site here, I have it cropped, but this would take it to their website. So that would record as a visit to the website and was thereby an action. Someone could also click on, to read reviews, click on the phone number. There's different things that can be done that will be counted as an action. An action, in short, is good. That's what you want. You want people clicking on your map listings, coming to your business, seeing what you have to offer. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to here, and you're going to notice, boom, about right here, I had begun work towards the end of July, beginning of August. I went in, I did all the optimization I needed to do, just a lot of simple things and a lot of complex things I did to make sure that the listing was 100% complete. I went to other places online that point back to Google Maps that help bolster it as well. And you'll see suddenly you get this spike. So from 45 to 100 impressions a day, all of a sudden we jump all the way, boom, here we got 357. On a bad day, 120. Here we go, 338. Again, bad day, 120. And it kind of goes up and does this thing here. Maybe depending on what day of the week for this particular industry, you will see some fluctuation in that. Now, more importantly than the impressions going up is that there's also a nice increase in the actions that were taken. So instead of just getting 2, 3, maybe 9 or so actions on a good day, here they got lucky, got 32. Actually, that might have been me clicking through on the maps, but you'll notice that we get a nice increase. So we got 16, 12, 17, 10, 24, 19. That's all good stuff. If we kind of scroll down here, you'll see the area that people were at whenever they were taking action. Gives kind of a summary of some of the last several of them. You're going to see some of the top search queries. We got like medical schools and college, adult school, colleges, business, career colleges. So this is going to show some of the keywords that are actually delivering your map listing as a result on page 1 of Google. All right, let's go back here to some other locations. I'll show you some other results. We're going to set the calendar back to that same date, around July. Remember I said this school had 3 locations, so that was one of them. We'll just look at one more here. All 3 of them had the same results. But we'll go back to July, oops, not 2009, July 2010. And we'll go to, just so it blows it up nice and big for us, we'll go to, let's say, September 1st. So it'll give us July through August. We're going to hit apply here, and here we go. Okay. Now this one had something a little unusual happen, but I'll kind of explain that in a minute. So you'll see in July before, 60, 70, 50, 48 impressions a day. They were getting okay amount of actions. They had some days 28, 4, but it was really sporadic. You'll notice right when I started to do work here, we get this major increase. I mean, up to 1,000 impressions a day, 400 on a bad day. And then you notice it kind of dips down here. So we're still averaging higher than the, 70, 60. Here we're doing more in the, hundreds. You have some bad days, whatever. But notice something, a trend here, that the average amount of actions have actually increased since before. And we can go back a little bit further and even show it before this date. What that tells me is that when we got this spike in traffic, even though that seems to have dipped off there, you still had an increase in the amount of actions. What that means is that the map listing is actually showing up for relevant key terms. It means the kind of keywords that people were actually intending, that when they typed in that this particular business was what they intended to be looking for. You don't want to be showing something, if you're you don't, like it was showing up for stuff like acting school, which doesn't make any sense. And I had corrected all that. So when people were actually looking for community colleges and things like that, the result was showing up, which is relevant, which means you're going to get more actions. But let me show you something interesting. I'm going to go to let me click on last 30 days here, and let's jump this back maybe till January, or let's say December. I'll do January 1st, 2011. That should be far enough back. Okay, so after even more time with more optimization, remember it had spiked and kind of come back down. Even though it was still higher, it kind of spiked and come back down. And what I've noticed now that some more time has passed, that we're back up and we're getting even much nicer results. 800, 915, bad day 193. So 200 to 800, 900 impressions a day. So remember, an impression is the map listing actually showing up under a Google search, and your actions still holding, getting a good amount of actions, which is always a good sign. So total 25,000. Let's do last 30 days. Let's just see what's done over the past month. So in the past month, we've had 15,468 impressions and 699 actions. You can see 393 of those were actually clicks to the website. In this case, I'm using a lead capture page and actually generating leads off of those visits coming in and getting about a 10%. Sometimes it jumps up to 30%, 10 to 30% conversion rate on those leads. You can do the same with your business. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Once again, you can see the keywords that are some of the. This is the top 10 search queries over that period. Vocational schools. So you can see it's all relevant to what they do, and that's very important. So I'm literally one of the first things I do with a business when I begin to work with them is to optimize their and utilize the free business directories that are out there, Google Maps being the foremost one. Now, I went in and I did a lot more for these guys, and all that contributes to the optimization process. But it needs to be done right, guys. Like, it's got to be done right, especially if you want to compete. The good news is that there are so many businesses out there that just have no idea. Google will actually go, like if you are listed in the yellow pages and other places like that, a lot of times they'll be able to find you and they'll go ahead and list your business in their directory, because Google is very desperate to deliver relevant results. That's the only job of a search engine, is if a searcher puts in a term, they're trying to deliver content to them that's relevant. If they don't do that, then they're not a search engine. They're not doing their job. So they will actually go out and find you. So don't be surprised if we go to establish a Google Maps campaign and you see that there's already a listing for your business. But what you have to do is take an additional step and actually claim that listing, verify it, and then flesh it out and optimize it. Doing that separates the men from the boys. That's when you really start to benefit and get the kind of traffic, results, and exposure that you want. And it's going to depend on your location. It's going to depend on the type of business you have. You may not get 1,900 impressions a day. There may not be that much search volume or demand. These guys are in LA. They got 3 locations, but you will get more exposure. There is no doubt about that. People are using the internet to find you. They're not opening their yellow pages. You do it. Think about it. When you look for a restaurant, how many times have you searched on Google for a local whatever it is and use those map listings? You want to be there. So if you'd like to see, I always offer a free consultation with any business. If you'd like to pick my brain, we could take a look at who you are, what you do, where you're located, and I could give you some good advice and be very frank and honest with you about what it would take to get your business doing better in the search engines, as well as if you want to be more advanced and implement some lead capture strategies. If you want to see a lot of really interesting ways that you can use social media and the online world to generate business for your business, then we need to talk. So just visit my website. It's www.riseupwebmarketing.com, and you can just contact me through the contact form. Also, I put together a free white paper about how it goes over all the different ways that you can market your business online. It's very good. And you can get that at www.riseupwebmarketing.com/free, and you just need to put in your email, little details there to let me know where to send it, and you'll actually get instant access to that. So again, guys, I'm Eric Copeland with Rise Up Web Marketing, and we will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.